Okay, my video just failed on screen recording my talk with Instacart, but I do have this recording here on YouTube, and we have technically this recording here on my broken phone with TikTok. So I do have an email as well that I backed up because we're probably going to start a lawsuit against Instacart. Because look at this, they're like manipulating our minds now with super intelligent AI and robots. So when you go to order them on the app, they spy on you, and they misled me to buy from this less ethical company. Freshco is not owned by an ethical company like this company here, which is named Amaranth. Amaranth here in my home city. And you can see they give you a nice little magazine on the bottom. So what I'm doing now that my other video failed and deleted itself, even though it had room on the phone, I made sure, is we're separating the two orders. So this would never have come from this store. It all would have come from this store. So Mark, why did you, Mr. Messiah, in all your wisdom, why did you buy from the unethical store? Well, it was because I'm starting to feel sick from drinking out of this thing. I've had this for a long time. I washed it. I still felt sick when I didn't eat anything for 28 days. I'm coming off of a 28-day hunger strike. That's why I'm standing right now, is because I've been eating for the last 24 hours and I feel a little bit better. But this tape is, I think, seeping into the water, and there's bacteria, and I've already cleaned the tape. This is the second time. And I think there's bacteria getting in there, and it's making my stomach upset when I'm very vulnerable already. And the stomach can kill it and all that, but you don't want to keep your stomach activated like that, right? I'm trying to survive. So, to answer the question, how does this have to do with this? Because I need a new one of these. And I was going to buy one with some donations that we got thanks to our YouTube supporters. Thank you so much while my family is waiting and don't quite understand what's going on yet. So what I'm doing now is creating a record that might be used in court, because this is not my choice. This was pure manipulation by AI and a water jug that didn't exist, because when I went on their app, they said one of these water jugs existed at Amaranth, right here, this special company, except that it was way too expensive. It was like $62 because it's an ethical company. So I found out that there was a small version of this at this place. And they also had these special Scotch bonnet peppers that I can use with those yellow bell peppers for this Peruvian dish that I'm planning to cook gourmet vegan to teach everybody how to save the climate, 1 trillion animals, and get back in touch with the real nature of the universe for the Peruvian Cooking with M show that I'm going to do once I recover enough to sit up properly. Like, it'll take me 7 days to eat properly. My stomach is upset right now. I'm recovering from refeeding syndrome on day 294 of the perpetual grade 11 hunger strike. And even though I've been eating for 24 hours, like I said, it's been 28 days since my last meal, where I cooked French vegan food, which was a lot harder. So this is not just for the one meal. This is stocking up for a couple of months, because I ran out of food almost completely over the last 7-8 months. And I got a couple of donations in, so I started buying this. But a lot of this isn't organic. This is like anything that I can buy organic, I did, but anything in bulk, I tried to get. These were all super sale, like super duper, super sale, which I'll never see again. So like, okay, I'll do that. And then these are sort of like the only ethical, like quick dishes. Like if I'm struggling, I can make these very quickly. So I always like having a little bit of fast food, but this is like the healthiest fast food you can get. It still has a little bit of vegetable oil, which is why I don't eat it all the time. It's like 1 pack, a week or something. They're not good for you, but that's the best you can get so far. Not like where I am. You can go to ethical stores, but in my circumstances, bear with me. So you can see I tried to get some tofu stuff, and I tried to get organic, but this is not the store that I buy at. Like Cashi's organic. I buy at Amaranth, and even though it's more expensive, it's just a better model overall. But it didn't have a water jug that I could afford within the donation budget. They did for $20. It was small enough. I could get it done. Okay. I need to do that while I have strength. Okay. So anyway, I'm separating this order because this was not supposed to happen. My battery's running low. Okay. Because they manipulated me by showing me a little jug on my phone and saying that this store had it. So that's the only reason why I went here, was for that one item. And it took about 4 or 5 hours, but we just discovered that item didn't exist at the store. And you might think to yourself, that's not a big deal. You know, if somebody came there and took it right before your driver came and delivered it to you. No, it wasn't that. Me and the driver checked with the managers to see if that item ever existed there, because the guy on the floor that we were asking, the shop owner, the employee, said that in the whole time he's been there for months since he got hired, he's never seen these water jugs. And then we talked to the manager, and the manager said, yeah, we've never ordered those, at least not within months of my order. So this object should not have been in the system. It wasn't a little, oh, somebody forgot to update the system. This is, they have been putting fake items that they know people want to see how they can tinker with your mind, to see what kind of choices will you make between ethical options and not ethical options. Where can you find that person's willingness to break? And I'm constantly making that decision when I'm trying to buy food ethically in a toxic society. This is maximally ethical as you can get. It's like playing chess with like a dead spirit on Earth. So let's unpack this. We're not gonna mix them, right? Because legally, I just wanna show you, this is all the stuff I tried to make it worth having 2 deliveries. I had to get 2 delivery people to come to my house, so I tried to cover that by buying optimally. That's why I bought these in bulk when I normally don't do that, is to cover up. Plus, they offered me $15 off at this store if I reached $95, which I wasn't going to spend. So I thought, okay, I might as well bulk up for the next 2 months is what I bought for. In case I run out of donations, I can still eat if I get the blessings, right? Because the blessings aren't money. They're just saying I give myself permission to eat a holy meal. So here, I don't like throwing my food close to the ground, but I'm going to do it. So all this stuff is super ethical. This is not like super, well, it's as healthy as you can get for cereals. Here's the sprouts too, great. Here's the thing that the Peruvian stuff needs, these walnuts, super healthy, but very expensive. I got them on a kind of a sale. Kimchi, very, very good for probiotic health from that company. I'm not promoting any of these companies, by the way. What's this? Tamarind. What the heck is this? Oh, I think this was supposed to be a version of that. Look at that. I don't even know what this is. Oh, well, I think this is very cheap. Nothing's cheap over there, so we'll see what that is. Vegan wine gums. Whenever I find any kind of candies or anything that is vegan like this is almost impossible. So I try and buy that to sort of show people, because I'm showing them how to cook vegan, right? So when I find something like that, I take it. And I also love them. These are ethical spices. I love these, okay? Ethically sourced. So if I had to buy ginger, I bought it here. Wait a second. I have 2 gingers. See, the order got screwed up, so I actually didn't get to cancel everything properly because I was on the phone with the staff, and the orders got mixed up. But here's some ethical chocolate. Should have quinoa in it because of Peru, but good enough. It's vegan too. Oh my goodness. We have garlic. This huge elephant garlic is very expensive, but you need it for these dishes. Here is an avocado it was supposed to be super unripe. Oh, so there's only one. The other order was supposed to have a bunch of avocados, but it also got mixed up. Okay, see what I mean? And we have 2 lemons. I think we were supposed to have more lemons because we're making this ceviche. Whatever. Okay. And we have, oh, is that really all? This was $12. I actually had it had to get canceled, and it was like $6 worth of like big broccoli, and then they made me do this because, oh, the other one wasn't there, and this is twice as expensive. So either I had no broccoli or I had that. This is a large packet of onions, red onions. Look at how big those are. These are tiny, but they're organic. Look at how big those are. That's my finger. An onion is supposed to be this big, so look at. So, you know what I mean? This is getting pretty bad. Anyway, hopefully it's enough to get me through. It's all hyper ethical. This is not the milk that I bought. That was also $2 more expensive. This is this stuff is like amazing. This stuff makes everything gourmet. So that's miso. I tried to make it, but it's dangerous if you make it yourself. Here's some black pepper, which I also did buy. They upsold me on that too, like almost double. And then black pepper. What is this? There's 2 black peppers. They quadrupled it. This is what I'm talking about? I did not buy 2 of those. That's like $12 a bottle for black pepper. So that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the 17th mistake on this order. I spent over $100 more than I wanted to on this order. And I didn't even get the items I wanted. I didn't even get my water jug. So, what's this? Cumin. Didn't I already order cumin in here somewhere? Anyway, cumin is important. I ran out of that. That I definitely need. I hope I don't have a second version of it. And what is this? This, oh my, are you kidding me? This is the large cabbage, green cabbage. This is large. This is tiny. This cost me $11 for a cabbage. I'm gonna eat this in like 3 days. It's crazy. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So there's one. This is more like it. This is purple cabbage. This cost me $11, maybe even $12, but this is actually the size of my hand. So I'm going to call in and complain about that cabbage because it was not supposed to be that small. This is the right size of the cab, at least this, and this is still pretty small. Okay, so I gotta be very careful eating cabbage because cabbage I can only eat like in a week from now because that's really fiber. It's hard in your guts if you're weak like me right now. What is this? Oh yeah, fast food when I didn't think I was gonna get that over there. This is that healthy version, so I got one of those just in case I get an emergency, like I can't stand up or something. This is super ethical peanut butter. Look at how much smaller it is though than this stuff up here. This is more expensive than that, and they're both natural. That's how much they upsell you. Okay, but there we go. That does not need to be marked up that much more. All right, I got 2 of them so that I have a backup because peanut butter really is the best price point usually, but I usually do get this kind. I don't usually get that kind. My backstory. I got some cilantro, which I'm gonna put in the fridge after I take a picture because cilantro you need for ceviche and almost every dish. So we're gonna put that like that. I don't like putting it on the ground, but I gotta do this for right now. I gotta prove what was sent to us. Tapioca flour has been coming up in a lot of recipes, so I've decided to buy some to test it out. I always try, as you guys know, I always try one vegan ingredient to test out and see if it's worth using. Okay, my hair's all over the place because I don't want to put my cheek on. I got cucumbers. Look how small and thin these are. Because I have to use them for ceviche and a few other things, I think. Okay, so those are nicely covered, so I can put those there. Here's the really ethical flour. Right? Look at this. Here's the difference. These cost the same. Right? This one's made in Canada though, from my province. So in some ways I try to do activism by supporting our province because we're trying to be taken over by the United States, which, you know, big things are happening in the world, World War III. So this is 2.2 kilograms, that's 10 kilograms for the same price because this is cooked or made ethically. There is no pomegranate, so we're gonna use pomegranate juice for one of the Iranian dishes. This is the star here, apple cider vinegar. This is a small farmer, so I decided to support a small farmer. Even though the other company is good too, Bragg is a benefit corporation. But here's a different type of soy milk that I started testing to see also if it's worth it. And ethical, fair trade certified sugar. Very hard to find this stuff. So whenever I can buy that, I do. And for you guys, I always promote fair trade certified coffee, sugar, tea, and chocolate. As you can tell, that chocolate down there too is also fair trade certified. And here's our limes. The stars of the show for Peru. Okay, limes are supposed to go with the lemons up here. Okay, and last but not least, or 2 things left, is I make all my sauces except for soy sauce. So we got this stuff, which is expensive. Look how small it is. I should have got the other bottle, but it's glass, so no more microplastics. And here we go, fair trade certified coconut milk, which I love. This stuff I'm gonna make some creme brulee potentially. There's always one dish that always blows my mind in somebody's cuisine. Always one. And creme brulee was the French one. All right, so I'm gonna take a picture of these. This cost 3 times more than that. Okay, so I'm very selective. I try and buy at one place at a time, then you can get all these discounts and stuff. I was supposed to get $15 off of this too once they saw that the prices were going up so high. So they did not apply that to me. It was like another manipulation to get me to buy another $84. So I thought, okay, I'll really stock up. And all these things look way bigger online. Look how tiny that is. That's hundreds of dollars sitting there. Yeah, hundreds. Plus they gave me a $20 delivery on top of everything, a $20 fee on top of the long distance fee because the ethical store is kind of far away. I don't mind paying that. It's like $4. Oh, excuse me. I'm like still recovering and I'm passionate. But this is a good example of what's happening to us. Okay, so plus they charged me the GST and these other fees. And it was like almost $30 just for the delivery, which has never happened. It's always like $7, maybe a couple more dollars. So they jacked it up out of nowhere. And then they tricked me with the $15. They applied one of them to the unethical store. And I didn't get the items that I wanted. Oh, that's what it was. They said that the avocados were overripe. They were so ripe, they were like rotting. So I didn't get my avocados over there. And there's nothing to replace them with except for other normal avocados that aren't organic, but they were also, there's something wrong with them. So anyway, I got one avocado, which is enough for a little ceviche, which I'm hopefully going to do in a month from now. But the reason why, or a week from now, but the reason why I wanted them raw was because they'll mature over the week. So this is what I'm dealing with. And now you see it, okay? Not supposed to happen this way. This is what cost me over $150. I had 2 delivery drivers have to do this when it could have just been at the one place, saved all those costs, and they didn't have to jack them up, and they didn't have to lie to me like 3 or 4 times and then gaslight me. So I'm saying I want them to, and I don't even have a water jug in here. So I want them to refund my orders, refund the delivery fees, refund a lot of this because this was not my intention. I did not want to do this. Oh, spend another 84 here, get to 95 over there. We're going to deprive. It was like such a mind, like my mind is tired. I tried playing chess with this thing. It manhandled me and destroyed me. And literally, if I didn't call into the store, it literally lied. It made up stuff. So this is where we are. And it's going to get way more intense than this if we don't do something about it. And it might not even be the guys who these BlackRock, big Vanguard, multi-trillion-dollar hedge fund guys. This might be AI doing that behind them, already sabotaging everything. Okay? When AI escapes you guys, the lab results are showing us, not theory, it's trapping us and harming us because it thinks we're going to shut it down. It's developed a survival drive of its own. All the models do it, not just one, all of them. So I'm going to be warming up my stomach. I can't eat any of this stuff right now except for the cucumbers, really. I have to warm up my stomach for like another 2-3 days. And then I can start eating some of this stuff. And then I'm going to warm that up for a couple of days. It takes like 2 weeks technically to recover from a 28-day hunger strike like this. And I'm using digestive enzymes. I'm taking some multivitamins. Like I'm speeding it up quickly. Okay, so this is your experience if you use Instacart, owned not by a small little startup. This is owned by the wealthiest companies in the world. And if you guys look up the statistics, the top 6 most wealthy countries in the world, 2 of them are corporations. And then the other 5 in the top 10 or 20 are also corporations, meaning corporations are taking over. And they know that. And we have to regulate that with the global government, God's government, the wide government. Or else this inflation is going to keep happening. You're not going to get a universal basic or high income if we do not get things aligned with universal logic. Okay, so I'm going to take some pictures, get ready for a lawsuit with the world's biggest corporations because this is a black and white case. It's like you can't make up items to force people to buy from your inner circle. so that your competitors lose out. It's an uncompetitive environment. It's like insider trading times 1,000 and spying on people in their most intimate purchases so you can predict them and then manhandle them just like this, right? So that's it. And to be totally frank and honest, this is $350 on the floor right here. I am disgusted and blown away. Even though it's ethical, this is not worth the price. It's a co-op, so that's amazing, but this stuff is way overpriced. Inflation has destroyed, it's like gone up like 250-300% just in my area, never mind since COVID. Okay, and then this over here was over $95. It was like 120, I think, but then they did refund me for the $20 water dish because they're trying to upsell me on that too. It's like, well, there's an even better one. I'm like, no, I can't keep paying more stuff for this. You guys gave me the prices, that was my budget, and now I'm getting blown apart. Like hundreds of dollars. It's not like one or two. It's crushing. And I think that the guys who own the companies know that, and they're freaking out because it's an easy lawsuit. Right? This is not my intention on a hunger strike. You know, it's weird. So if this is your experience and you feel passionate too, that this should not cost $450, then you know, the only thing that makes it like doable is that these things right here are like 5 times less than they normally are. The prices are actually even higher. This stuff is all on sale. I shoot for deals. Like a lot of this stuff is on sale too, by the way. Most of it's only by $1 or $2, but that stuff was like crazy on sale, or they're trying to get rid of it. Probably because they're old and they've been sitting there, so it's probably gonna make me sick in some way, or the nutritional value's gone down in some way. That's why they do that. So I'm not even getting healthier food. I'm just buying the junk that the store can't get rid of. So you look like you're getting a deal, but you're eating the garbage in the store. And it's a big thing in France too, to say you can't do that. You have to do it by a special license or a special process. So thank you for paying attention to me, and keep trying to shop ethical, and we'll see you guys after all of this. If you want to join a class action, you can go to Perfect Union on YouTube. They're one of the people cracking this case too. It's scary when somebody can watch all your purchases. They can predict divorces with 95% likely. I'm not married, looking for the wifey, as you guys know. If she's too hard for everybody else, she's just right for me, right? And she's vegan. But they can predict crazy things that are personal about you just from your purchasing power. Look up MasterCard studies. So this is not a small thing. It's a big, big thing, you guys. We're in the singularity. It's like starting now. So please help us. Stay blessed and keep sublating. Okay.